You think reading people is about intuition, about empathy, about being good with people. That belief is the first lie that keeps you blind. Human behavior is not mysterious. It is patterned, predictable, governed by fear, hunger, status, and survival. Machiavelli understood this long before psychology tried to soften it with polite language. He did not study people to comfort them. He studied them to control outcomes. If you cannot read people, you are not neutral, you are exposed. Every room you enter has a hierarchy already formed. Every conversation is a quiet contest of dominance. Every smile is either an invitation, a test, or a disguise. And while you hesitate, others are already measuring you. Your posture, your timing, your restraint, your need to be liked. You are being read whether you read back or not. The uncomfortable truth is this: most people broadcast who they are constantly, but only those trained to see without emotion can decode the signal. The weak stare at words, the strong observe behavior. Words are masks, behavior is biology leaking through culture. Machiavelli's insight was brutal and accurate. People do not act according to what they say they value. They act according to what they fear losing: status, safety, control, approval, access. When you understand this, you stop listening for honesty and start watching for pressure points. The human nervous system evolved long before morality, before politeness, before social contracts. It evolved to survive dominance struggles inside tribes where misreading intent meant exile or death. That wiring is still active. It never left. It merely learned how to wear suits and speak in abstractions. This is why stress reveals truth, why silence unsettles, why power distorts language. When the nervous system feels threatened, performance collapses and instinct takes over. People revert. They signal without knowing they are signaling. You don't need to interrogate anyone. You need to create conditions. Most people believe confidence is loud. It isn't. Loudness is compensation. Real confidence slows time. It reduces movement. It creates asymmetry. The one who needs less explains less, reacts less, adjusts less. Watch who rushes to fill silence. That person is not comfortable with uncertainty. They need approval to stabilize their identity. That need can be used. Watch who mirrors you too quickly. They are attempting alignment without authority. It is submission disguised as rapport. Watch who smiles at tension. That smile is not warmth, it is calculation. You were taught to look for sincerity. That is another lie. Sincerity is irrelevant. Consistency under pressure is what matters. A person's values dissolve the moment they feel watched, judged, or at risk. What remains is their true operating system. This is why social reality is not moral, it is strategic. The predator does not hate the prey, it studies it. Emotion clouds perception. Attachment distorts judgment. Machiavelli warned against this because he understood that sentiment makes rulers weak and observers blind. If you feel offended by what you're hearing, that reaction itself is information. It means part of you still wants the world to be fair instead of accurate. That part of you cannot read people clearly yet. Reading people requires emotional discipline, not coldness, control. You must separate observation from identification. The moment you identify with someone's story, you lose leverage. The moment you pity, you project. The moment you admire, you excuse. Power comes from clarity. This is why those at the top appear detached. They are not heartless, they are precise. They conserve empathy the way generals conserve troops, only where it serves a purpose. When Machiavelli spoke of appearing virtuous rather than being virtuous, he wasn't advocating evil, he was exposing the mechanism. Appearances govern trust, trust governs access, Access governs control. People reveal themselves not through what they say they want, but through what they protect, what they avoid, and what they overreact to. Overreaction is confession. You are surrounded by confessions every day. The tragedy is that most people are too busy performing to notice. They want to be seen, not to see. They want to be liked, not to understand. And so they move through life permanently one step behind. This knowledge is not dangerous because it is manipulative. It is dangerous because it strips away comforting illusions. Once you see patterns, you cannot unsee them. Once you recognize fear signatures, innocence disappears. And once innocence disappears, responsibility begins. Now you will learn how to distinguish dominance from insecurity, strength from performance, and calm from compliance within seconds of contact. Not by guessing, by reading the signals people cannot suppress. This is where perception turns into power.
You are about to cross a line most people never notice exists. The moment you begin reading others accurately, you also become aware of how badly you have been misread your entire life. Not because people are stupid, but because perception is weaponized. Those who understand it shape it. Those who don't are shaped by it. Machiavelli understood that power does not announce itself. It watches, it waits, it lets others expose themselves through impatience. The first thing you must train yourself to observe is not what people do, but when they do it. Timing is the skeleton key. Actions taken too early reveal anxiety. Actions taken too late reveal fear. Perfect timing signals either experience or calculation. Both demand respect. When someone interrupts you, do not assume dominance immediately. Most interruptions are defensive. They are attempts to regain control of a narrative that feels unstable. True dominance does not interrupt. It allows you to finish, then decides whether your words deserved acknowledgement at all. Silence is the great divider. People who fear silence fear themselves. They fill gaps with jokes, explanations, stories, anything to escape the discomfort of being unvalidated. In contrast, those who are comfortable with silence force others to reveal urgency. Urgency is weakness. It exposes desire. Desire is leverage. Watch what a person needs to happen next. Do they need agreement, reassurance, recognition, speed, approval? The more urgently they need an outcome, the less power they have over it. This is not philosophy. This is nervous system economics. The human brain is designed to resolve uncertainty quickly. Those who can tolerate ambiguity longer dominate those who cannot. That is why negotiators who wait win. That is why leaders who pause are obeyed. That is why calm unnerves. When someone speaks too precisely too early, be cautious. Precision is often a shield. It suggests premeditation rather than presence. They are managing perception, not engaging reality. This does not make them dangerous, it makes them readable. People who are genuinely confident are inefficient with words. They do not over-clarify. They assume comprehension. Those who over-explain are trying to secure understanding as a substitute for authority. Observe the direction of their energy. Do they lean forward when challenged or retreat slightly? Do their eyes search for allies when tension rises? Do their hands self-soothe unconsciously? The body is honest long before the mouth catches up. Fear expresses itself in three primary ways: aggression, compliance, or performance. Aggression seeks intimidation. Compliance seeks safety. Performance seeks admiration. All three are compensations. None are strength. Strength appears boring. It is economical. It wastes nothing. It reacts slowly. It does not rush to prove itself because it does not depend on external confirmation. This is why truly powerful people are often underestimated at first contact. They are not signaling, they are assessing. Machiavelli warned that men judge more by the eye than by the hand. Appearances deceive because people want to be deceived. They prefer confident illusions to uncomfortable truths. If you understand this, you stop trying to impress and start positioning. Positioning is everything. Who speaks last? Who others glance at before responding? Who remains unchanged when challenged? Who controls pace rather than content? Content is cheap. Pace is command. Never confuse emotional intensity with conviction. The loudest belief often hides the weakest foundation. People shout when they feel their narrative slipping. Calm is the luxury of those who are not threatened. Notice how people react when contradicted gently, not attacked, contradicted. The response reveals their relationship with control. Those secure in power absorb contradiction. Those insecure retaliate or withdraw. Withdrawal is not neutrality. It is avoidance disguised as maturity. The socially naive believe politeness is virtue. Machiavelli knew better. Politeness is strategy. It is used to disarm, to delay, or to extract. When politeness collapses under pressure, you glimpse the raw hierarchy beneath. Watch how people treat those they do not need. That is the truest measurement of their character and their position. Cruelty downward signals insecurity upward. Indifference downward signals abundance. Abundance is power. People reveal their priorities through irritation. What irritates them tells you where they feel least in control. That irritation is the crack in the armor. Do not exploit it immediately. Awareness alone gives you advantage. This is not about manipulation for sport. That impulse is childish. It is about never being blind again. It is about understanding the game you are already in. Once you see these signals, you will notice something unsettling. Many people live their entire lives broadcasting weakness while believing they are projecting strength. They are loud when they should be silent, reactive when they should be still, transparent when they believe they are guarded. You are no longer allowed that ignorance, because now reading people will stop being observational and become predictive. You will begin to see not just who they are, but what they are about to do. And that is where real power begins.
Prediction is what separates observers from operators. Anyone can notice behavior after it happens. That requires no power. The moment you can anticipate behavior before it manifests, you step ahead of the social timeline. Others react, you prepare. Others explain, you decide. Machiavelli was not interested in personalities. He was interested in patterns of movement. Personalities are stories people tell about themselves. Patterns are what remain when the story collapses. To read people instantly, you must understand a brutal truth. Most human action is not chosen, it is triggered. Triggers bypass identity. They bypass intelligence. They bypass ethics. They go straight to reflex. When you identify a person's trigger structure, you can predict their responses with disturbing accuracy. Start with status sensitivity. Some people are acutely sensitive to rank. They scan constantly for signals of superiority or disrespect. Their behavior shifts dramatically based on who is present. Around those they perceive as higher, they become agreeable, restrained, precise. Around those they perceive as lower, they loosen, dominate, or dismiss. This tells you everything. Their values are not internal, they are hierarchical. They do not act according to principles, they act according to audience. That makes them useful, but never trustworthy. Others are sensitive to autonomy. They react strongly to control, even subtle control. Suggestions feel like threats. Guidance feels like intrusion. These individuals prize independence not because they are strong, but because they fear being managed. Their reflex is resistance. You don't confront them directly. You let them believe they chose what you positioned. If you push, they push back. If you withdraw, they follow. Their sense of freedom is the lever. Then there are those sensitive to validation. Praise stabilizes them. Neglect destabilizes them. They work harder for recognition than for results. They confuse visibility with value. These people are easy to spot. They speak in terms of effort rather than outcome. They reference how much they've done, not what was achieved. Their identity is fragile, so they seek mirrors everywhere. Never give them full validation. Partial validation keeps them productive. Full validation makes them complacent. Watch how people react to delayed reward. Those who grow restless reveal short-term orientation. They need immediate feedback to maintain motivation. Those who remain steady under delay possess long-range thinking. They can tolerate uncertainty without psychological decay. This distinction determines everything. Leaders emerge from the latter, followers from the former. Machiavelli understood that fortune favors those who can endure ambiguity longer than others. Impatience is not a flaw, it is a signal. It tells you exactly how far into the future someone can think. Now observe how people handle minor loss, not catastrophic loss, minor loss, a missed opportunity, a small slight, a delayed response. These moments expose entitlement. Those who react disproportionately feel the world owes them equilibrium. That belief makes them brittle. Brittle structures shatter under pressure. Resilient individuals absorb loss without narrative collapse. They adjust quietly, no drama, no spectacle. That restraint is not suppression, it is strength. You must also pay attention to how people handle information asymmetry. When someone knows something you don't, do they savor it? Do they hint? Do they withhold dramatically? That behavior signals insecurity. True power shares information selectively, not theatrically. It does not need to remind others of its advantage. Conversely, when you know something they don't, watch their curiosity. Controlled curiosity signals intelligence. Aggressive curiosity signals threat response. Indifference signals either confidence or ignorance. The difference reveals itself over time. Fear sharpens perception. Comfort dulls it. People reveal their true cognitive level when they are uncomfortable, but not overwhelmed. Too much pressure causes collapse. Too little creates performance. The middle reveals capability. This is why Machiavelli advised creating situations rather than arguments. Arguments engage the ego. Situations engage the nervous system. The nervous system never lies. When status is ambiguous, people default to habits. Habits are behavioral fossils. They reveal past environments. Someone who constantly seeks permission was shaped by punishment. Someone who takes space without asking was shaped by dominance or neglect. Neither is moral. Both are informative. You are not here to judge. Judgment blinds. You are here to map terrain. As you sharpen this skill, you will feel distance growing between you and others. That is inevitable. Clarity isolates. You will notice how often people contradict themselves without noticing, how often they defend positions they don't actually hold, how often they mistake confidence for competence. Do not correct them. Correction is unnecessary. Awareness is sufficient. The greatest mistake at this stage is impatience, the urge to test, to provoke, to confirm your reads prematurely. That urge signals insecurity in your own perception. Restrain it.
power does not rush confirmation, it lets reality unfold. Because once you understand how to read fear, desire, and timing, the final layer emerges, the one most never see. The ability to influence behavior without appearing to act at all. That is where the line between observer and strategist disappears.
Influence without visibility is the highest form of control. When people believe they are acting freely, they defend their actions. When they believe they were guided, they resist. Machiavelli understood that the most effective hand is the one no one feels on their shoulder. At this level, reading people is no longer about decoding signals. It is about shaping environments that pull predictable behavior out of them. You do not push, you arrange gravity. Every human walks around with invisible constraints, social expectations, identity narratives, emotional debts, unresolved fears. When these constraints are activated, behavior becomes mechanical, choice narrows, predictability increases. You must learn to see these constraints instantly. Listen carefully to how people describe their past, not the events, but the framing. Do they cast themselves as victims of circumstance or architects of outcome? Victims outsource responsibility. Architects internalize it. The former seek protection, the latter seek leverage. Protection seekers value stability over truth. They will side with whoever promises safety. Leverage seekers value advantage over comfort. They will tolerate discomfort if it increases position. This distinction tells you how they will behave under pressure. Watch how people respond to ambiguity in authority. When rules are unclear, some freeze. They wait for permission. Others test boundaries. Freezing signals conditioning. Testing signals either confidence or recklessness. The difference lies in calibration. Reckless testers overextend quickly. Confident testers probe lightly and retreat just as fast. They gather data, not attention. Attention-seeking is the hallmark of low power. People who crave attention are not trying to be seen, they are trying to be validated. Validation dependence makes them manipulable. Withdraw attention and they destabilize. Provide selective attention and they bond. Bonding is not loyalty, it is attachment. Attachment is predictable. Machiavelli warned that love is unstable because it depends on obligation, while fear is stable because it depends on self-interest. Modern minds misinterpret this as cruelty. It is not, it is clarity. People protect themselves before they protect ideals. Fear does not mean terror, it means consequence. Observe how people behave when consequences are implied but not stated. Do they self-regulate? Do they overcorrect? Do they deny relevance? Self-regulation signals internal hierarchy. Overcorrection signals anxiety. Denial signals entitlement. Internal hierarchy is rare. It means the person carries their own order. They do not need external enforcement to remain consistent. These individuals are dangerous to underestimate and difficult to control. You do not dominate them, you align with them or avoid them. Most people, however, are externally regulated. Their behavior shifts based on surveillance, reward, or threat. They are responsive to cues. This makes them readable. This makes them manageable. Never confuse manageability with weakness. A well-managed individual can be highly competent, but they are not autonomous. Their behavior can be shaped through structure. Structure is invisible power. Notice who needs rules to function and who uses rules as tools. The former collapse without guidelines. The latter bend guidelines without breaking them. Rule benders understand systems. Rule followers understand safety.
Systems thinkers rise. Safety seekers stabilize. As you sharpen this perception, you will notice how often morality is used as camouflage. People invoke ethics when they lack leverage. Principles become weapons only in the hands of those who can afford to enforce them. When someone appeals to fairness, ask yourself what power they lack. When someone appeals to urgency, ask yourself what control they fear losing. When someone appeals to emotion, ask yourself what logic would deny them. These are not cynical questions, they are diagnostic. The most revealing moments come when expectations are violated. Delay a response, change a routine, remove a privilege without explanation. The reaction will be immediate and unfiltered. Anger reveals entitlement, confusion reveals dependence, calm inquiry reveals confidence. Do not mistake charm for intelligence. Charm is a social lubricant. Intelligence is pattern recognition. Many charming people are strategically shallow. Many quiet people are tactically deep. Machiavelli advised rulers to appear merciful, faithful, humane, honest, and religious, while being able to act otherwise when required. This was not duplicity for its own sake, it was adaptability. Rigidity is death in complex systems. If you bind yourself to a single identity, others will use it against you. If you remain fluid, you remain unreadable. At this stage, the danger is arrogance. Seeing patterns can create the illusion of superiority. That illusion dulls attention. The moment you believe you have mastered human nature, you stop listening. And when you stop listening, you are no longer reading, you are projecting. Projection is blindness wearing confidence. The true strategist remains humble before complexity, calm, detached, always observing, always adjusting. Because the final layer of this knowledge is not about reading others, it is about ensuring you are never readable yourself. That is the last discipline and the most unforgiving.
If you are readable, you are manageable. This is the rule beneath all others. People believe power comes from understanding others. That is only half the equation. The other half is denying others the same access to you. Machiavelli understood this with brutal clarity. A ruler who is fully understood is already defeated. The final discipline is not deception. It is control of signal. Most people leak constantly. Their emotions announce themselves before their words. Their desires rush ahead of their strategy. Their fear shapes their posture, their timing, their tone. They think they are hiding, but they are broadcasting. You must become quiet inside before you can become unreadable outside. Unreadability does not mean unpredictability. Randomness is sloppy. It creates noise, not authority. True unreadability is consistency without explanation. It is calm without disclosure. It is intention without display. When your reactions are measured, others cannot map you. When your emotions are contained, others cannot steer you. When your motives are opaque, others must guess. Guessing weakens them. The mind hates uncertainty. When people cannot read you, they fill the gap with projection. They imagine motives. They assign intent. They reveal themselves through speculation. The more silent you remain, the more they speak. Silence is not absence, it is pressure. This is why Machiavelli valued restraint above expression. The one who speaks least controls the frame. The one who explains himself invites judgment. The one who justifies seeks permission. Never justify. When challenged, respond slowly, not defensively, not aggressively, slowly. Slowness communicates surplus. It signals that you are not operating on the same clock, that you are not reactive, that you are not threatened.
People do not fear anger, they fear detachment. Anger is readable, detachment is not. Cultivate emotional latency. Allow a delay between stimulus and response. In that delay, others project. They reveal urgency. They overplay. You gain information without asking. Your body must align with this discipline. Stillness is not passivity, it is containment. Excess movement signals excess emotion. Precision of movement signals command. Your voice should follow the same principle, measured, even, unrushed. Volume is irrelevant, tone is everything. Never rush to correct misinterpretations about you. Let people believe what suits them. False assumptions are strategic gifts. If someone underestimates you, let them. If someone overestimates you, let them. Both distortions can be used. What you must never allow is predictability of reaction. Predictable reactions are handles. Handles invite pulling. People will test you once they sense opacity. They will provoke, they will probe, they will attempt to extract emotional data. This is where most fail. They react to protect identity. They defend ego. They reveal themselves. Do not. Respond minimally. Shift topic. Ask a neutral question or say nothing at all. Discomfort will do the work for you. Remember this, whoever needs resolution first loses. Machiavelli's deepest insight was not about cruelty or manipulation, it was about self-mastery. He understood that men who cannot govern themselves will always be governed by others. This knowledge is not for social games, it is for survival in hierarchies that pretend not to exist. Once you see clearly, you cannot return to innocence. You will notice how often people perform morality while chasing advantage, how often they speak of equality while enforcing rank, how often they claim openness while guarding insecurity. Do not resent this, accept it. Resentment makes you reactive, acceptance makes you strategic. The purpose of reading people is not domination for its own sake. It is positioning yourself so you are never at the mercy of another's hidden motives. It is choosing when to advance and when to remain still. It is knowing when to trust, when to wait, and when to withdraw. You are now aware of the mechanics most never see. That awareness carries responsibility. Use it clumsily, and you will be exposed. Use it arrogantly, and you will be isolated. Use it with discipline, and you will move through social reality untouched. Not admired, not hated, untouchable. If you are still here, you already know this knowledge is not for everyone. It is for those who value clarity over comfort, control over approval, and power over illusion. This channel is not a feed, it is a threshold. Those who belong here cross it deliberately.